The following episode has been paid for by the New World Order.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Dad's on Wrestling. I am Jeff Meacham.
I am JJ Williams, but you already knew that.
Wow, wow. Alright, I'll take it. Cool, cheers to that.
And we are here today with yet another fan-submitted topic. This one to my Facebook wall. It doesn't sound the same as Twitter.
Yeah, we can't do anything with that.
Facebook!
Yeah, no, it sounds stupid. No.
Yeah.
Twitter's funny.
This one came from Alex Wagner, who submitted 3 topics, but this is the only one we're going to discuss because, no disrespect, Alex, the other 2 weren't really meaty topic.
Let me preface by saying that I'm not a fan of this one either, only because I don't think the scenario would work in today's WWE. Yes, there are people that would fit into what we're talking about, but I think the storylines that would need to be to drive the group would be not PG enough, in my opinion. So that's my going forward statement with this topic.
Now, I really wanted to touch on this one because I think it's something I've been suggesting it for a while, both on the indies and mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think that there's enough tension to make it work, even if you don't go full on like PG-13 or R-rated with it.
Okay.
And his question is, would a new Nation of Domination work in today's era, and who would be good for it?
Well, if you go back to the core roots of the Nation, you want to talk about, basically the black guy in WWE being held down, which is why Farouk started the Nation and got the other, not minority, because Crush was a white guy from Hawaii, but the held down guys, Crush, Savio Vega, and then that evolved into the gang wars, and Savio had the Latino guys, and Crush had the biker guys,
The
and
Boricuas and the Disciples of the Apocalypse.
For those of you who don't remember, and for those of you that are too young to know that, if you're too young, you're not old enough to watch this goddamn show. Let's be real. Because 14, you can't watch the show at 14. It's 12 maybe. We'll see.
So you can't watch it at 14, but you can watch it at 12?
Yes, I know what I said.
Because let's think about it here. If they were born during the Gang Wars, that was 97.
Right.
This is now 2017 that this is going up in.
I know, right? So 14.
2014, so that's 17.
That makes them 17.
They should know about it.
Right. Think about it. If they were born in 97, they weren't watching. So they should know about it, but...
That's how I learned about it. Videotape.
I realize, but you also started watching when the Nation was still cooking. Yes, it was Rock, D'Lo.
Yeah, it was the Rock Nation.
It was the Rock Nation, the ruler of the nation. Yeah, with Owen Hart. Owen Hart, who wasn't breaking Stone Cold's neck then, like that shirt says.
Owen Hart was alive then.
Oh, it's been 20 years, but it's okay. Whatever.
I love Owen, but that's our joke. That's our gimmick. You've seen it on other episodes. Just roll with it.
That's right. And then Farouk recruited other African American gentlemen, and at the time it was, it was D'Lo, Mark Henry, and Kama Mustafa, the Godfather to be, and then later The Rock joined, even though he's only half black. So at its core, it was a group of African American disgruntled employees who rebelled against the man holding them down.
And think about it. Triple H is the man right now holding them down.
Okay.
Look at all of the white champions that get opportunity after opportunity, title run after title run. Cena, Orton, Batista, Sheamus, even Triple H feeling the need to throw himself back in there.
As of this taping, who was the most recent, longest running Intercontinental Champion, though? One of the guys we have in our group to be here. So there's my argument right there. They gave Big E, without him, a decent run. It wasn't a good run
Exactly.
because he barely defended it.
Exactly.
But-
There's my point.
But he still carried the single most prestigious mid-card championship in wrestling history.
But it wasn't a good run. Look at, his reign was marred with, AJ and Punk in the beginning and Dolph, and him being Intercontinental Champion was a second afterthought.
Well, they wanted to give him something to do after he split with Dolph.
So,
And-
my Nation of Domination, based off of the talent currently under roster as we are filming this.
Which is May 22nd, 2014. And let me say, I did not make my own list because I didn't agree with this topic. So this is a JJ-driven show. I'm just commenting.
Mark Henry would be the leader.
Oh, it has to be. He has to be.
Mainly because the fact that he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how shitted on Mark Henry's WWE career has been. Yes, he had a decent run as world heavyweight champion. Did not near the WWE title. Sexual chocolate having relations and impregnating Mae Young.
Who was dead then.
Constantly getting injured. Starts to get a push almost every time he comes back from injury just to get re-injured.
Rey Mysterio.
Kool-Aid Man tag team with MVP.
Who'd be good for this group if he wasn't running TNA right now, but
Mark Henry has just had shit after shit after shit.
I agree.
And his world heavyweight title run was almost a thank you for allowing us to crap on you.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston. Yes, he's a multi-time Intercontinental U.S. champion. Even had tag a couple of times. Once with Punk, I recall.
Once with Evan.
But what did they let him do big? He's always stealing the show in the Royal Rumble. Great ways to get back in the match. Has teased heel turns numerous times by being so frustrated he just can't deal with it. Pull the trigger. Turn him heel. Nation. They had him be Jamaican. Then they had him finally acknowledge where he's from.
I know. Trust me. I agree with your placement of the people in the group. I just don't agree with the Nation of Domination storyline working in 2014 because WWE is so PG now. That's my only beef. But I agree with the people you're putting in this group so far. I absolutely agree with both Mark Henry being the leader and Kofi being frustrated and turning heel. Totally agree with it.
R-Truth.
Here's one that could really work.
Two-time NWA champion. That's all he's going to be remembered for. That and having an imaginary little Jimmy friend.
He's hardcore champion.
K Quick was, and no one remembers that.
I just remember it just.
Okay. I knew it too, but
I know.
nobody really remembers it. It's not like he ever defended it on TV.
True.
He was, a title change at house shows.
Alright, okay, that's true.
R-Truth left WWF as K Quick, went to TNA, second champion there for NWA TNA,
Yes.
coming off of Ken Shamrock. Did great things in TNA.
Through that crew.
Came back to WWE, had a ready-made heel gimmick because him and Cena had legitimate heat at the fact that Truth felt like Cena stole his gimmick and made millions off of it.
Yep.
And they never touched it. And when they finally did give us a heel Truth versus Cena, it was this bullshit imaginary friend
Thing.
No.
I know.
Just no. With truth comes consequences. Creed Xavier Woods, who hasn't been in there long enough yet to really be a big deal, but he kind of like, I guess, be the D-Lo of the group.
The up and comer.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Because he's smart enough to know how African American wrestlers have been treated in the realms of WWE over the years.
And much like Xavier Woods now, what the fuck did D-Lo do before he joined the Nation?
Yeah.
Wrestled in Smoky Mountain and USWA. Whoop-de-doo,
Yeah.
Basil. Creed worked in TNA.
Was a tag champion.
But it's still the WWE Bush Leagues at the
Yes,
end of
I
the
know.
day. Much like USWA and Smoky Mountain was to WWF then when D-Lo joined the Nation. So he's very much that D-Lo role, like you said.
And then finally is Big E, who would be the Mark Henry.
And Big E is definitely, has every right to be frustrated. Like you said, his Intercontinental title run was lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was no real meat and taters to it. He was a placeholder.
And if you really want to go throwback and fill the Clarence Mason role, bring Ron Simmons back.
See, Ron is the only one I totally disagree with you on that. Because Ron is nowhere near frustrated enough with his career at this point. He's a Hall of Famer. He's in a good place.
I know. It was just another element of the original
Right.
that I felt could be brought back.
Well, figure if you're gonna have
And you know, the manager has to be a good mouthpiece. And aside from his one word, Ron's never really been a great mouthpiece.
Exactly. And honestly, D-Lo, if you watch some of his promos when he was in TNA and even WWF, he was a good little mouthpiece. He could talk pretty good.
Well, I think you better recognize.
Well, you know, when he actually got down to it, he actually talked really well.
Yeah.
And I think D-Lo would be good in that Clarence Mason type role or manager, period. Because Clarence Mason was fucking awful. I don't want to compare anybody to Clarence Mason because that's just wrong and cruel.
We have Virgil. I already did it once with Teddy Jr.
Hell, Virgil should frickin' join the Nation because he's frustrated as anybody. He got brought back twice.
But, I mean, like, you keep saying I don't think it would work in a PG era. It doesn't have to be as vocally militant as it was back
Not
in the
necessarily
day.
militant, just the sheer racial undertones alone would make the PG centers go, I don't touch that, I don't deal with that.
You know, as long as they're not saying things that you can't say on TV, there's nothing you can really do.
So they can't mention Michael Hazel then.
You know, they allowed Shawn Michaels to come out on SmackDown with the fucking crew of druids in white hoods and capes looking like clan men, but we can't have a new Nation of Domination.
That wasn't PG back in 2009 though either. Keep that in mind also. It was still TV-14 then. PG started, depending on who you talk to, with the Mattel deal or with Linda McMahon's Senate campaign. And both of those were after Shawn Michaels, I believe, retired.
Okay.
So I love this idea. I really do. And being, you know, growing up where I grew up and who I grew up with, I'm like, yeah, let the guys have their run, let the guys have their, you know, moment in the sun. I just don't know if the lack of full racial, you know, driving force behind the Nation like we had in 97, 98 would be enough of a catalyst in 2014. Much like I don't think factions really, period. Like, the gang wars wouldn't work now.
No.
There's too many goddamn cooks in the kitchen right there. But the Shield being around, Evolution, if they're still around in, you know, 2016 when this goes up.
In all reality, this is probably going up in early October.
Okay. So if Evolution's still around, you know.
By Halloween time.
By Halloween time, you know, do you really need more than, you know, those two and the Wyatt family as...
Assuming they haven't broken up and Bray hasn't, you know, shot off to superstardom.
Seriously. But...
I've always liked stables and factions.
I have too.
I think it's something that's seriously lacking in this age in television because there's so many guys that aren't being used that if you threw them into stables, you could consolidate some TV time. just like the original idea for the Horsemen. They had 3 minutes, needed to do promos for 3 matches. They put the guys together, and the Horsemen were fucking born out of sheer happenstance.
Right.
If you got a bunch of guys together in some stables, we forgot to mention 3MB, you know, but if you got a bunch of guys together in stables, you could consolidate a lot of TV time. And have a lot more guys doing stuff so that it wouldn't be so freaking easy to come up with 20 guys that should be fired because they're barely on television.
Right.
You know, if you take those 20 guys and girls that we said to be fired and break them up into 4-person stables, that's 5 stables.
That's a lot of stable time.
Granted, and not everyone would get TV time every week. Some of them would only get TV time on Raw. Some of them would only get TV time on SmackDown. Maybe a few would get TV time on Main Event. But at least they're doing something. It also helps when things like Survivor Series comes up. You can actually go back to traditional Survivor Series elimination matches.
There you go.
Holy crap, what a fucking concept.
Amazing what a little sleep and 2 cans of dew will do to J.J. Williams, kids. Tell you. Gets him motivated.
Just saying. It's not rocket science.
It is to them. That's the problem. They got the wrong guys around the company.
You got one guy that's forever accused of being a racist, you know, and Kermit the Frog's pimp at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got, you know, a couple that are fucking and making, you know, Disney-named babies. Seriously, it's like, come on, people. It's not that hard.
It's not. You're absolutely right. JJ's frustrated, y'all.
God damn it, I need to be in the Nation of Domination. I'm frustrated.
That's right. He's black anyway. Famous B and Willie Mack said so. Put Willie back in the... He's going to WWE, put Willie back in the Nation.
Oh, hold on. As of filming this, he hasn't officially signed. He's been offered the contract pending his physical and drug test that they always have to pass.
This is true.
And he's going to go to developmental first. We probably won't see Willie on even NXT until close to Mania time.
Oh, bummer.
Realistically speaking, if he signs and passes everything he has to pass.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Think about how long the system takes.
I know.
Think about how long Hero was in NXT and he never got TV time really.
Which is bullshit. Except teaming with the now Adam Rose.
Yeah.
Or feuding with whatever he was doing.
So.
Alright.
That is my thoughts on the Nation of Domination.
And that's my counterpoint to everything that he said, because I hadn't had much material on this one, so I fully admit being lazy on this show.
I've always been a fan of the Nation.
I know you have.
So that's why this was really easy for me to talk about, because like I said, I've been wanting to see this done on the Indies.
Yeah, I know. We talked about it at Battleground.
I wanted to do it at Battleground and have me be the manager of freaking Sam Knight, Sean Black, Fresh to Death, Leo Blaze, and Josh Rose. Throw those 4 guys together, and me as the mouthpiece leading them out, man. Fuck.
Would have been good. Would have been good. Oh well. Thank you very much to... I'm going to hold that to...
New World Order. Made him laugh.
I know, right?
Alex Wagner.
Alex Wagner.
Via my Facebook.
That's right. Via the work Facebook. That's right. Thank you for the topic suggestion, Alex. Submit some more in the future. We'll get them up by, my birthday next year.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
Until next time, I'm the Renegade.
I'm Jeff Meacham, and we'll see you next time.